How can you increase your small business or service visibility in order for you to blow the fuck up, in order to scale your income, attract the most amazing dream clients that values you and that is actually willing to pay you at your rate, no questions asked, and how you can actually market yourself in order to stand out. Welcome back to the Power of Personal Branding and Manifestation podcast with your host. It's me, Malika, content creator, entrepreneur, and your girl to personal branding. I'm so excited for this episode because I really want to give you the tea on how you can get the result that you are looking to have for your business, right? Get more eyes on it, get more clients, increase your income, and all of these amazing things that comes with when your business starts blowing up and starts scaling. And I'm going to tell you exactly how I did this for myself so that you can also apply this to your own business or service. We're going to dive into the mistake to stop that is making you waste your time, what you actually need to be focusing on that really matters, how to stand out and blowing up your business. Now, let's grab your matcha or your coffee, go on your hot girl walk, and let's get started. First things first, let's dive into the mistakes that I see so many businesses and entrepreneurs do, like so much that is like such a big waste of time and of money. Number one mistake is spending money on cold ads trying to sell right away. Okay, and so spending money on ads is, first of all, such a waste of money if your organic content is not even converting, right? Because think about it this way, okay? Like an ad is basically just an extension of your organic content, okay? And so if your organic content that you're not paying for is not converting and not successful, if you put money behind that, it's not going to be more converting or more successful. You're just amplifying the result that you're already getting, right? And so for me, it makes sense if your personal brand and your content is already super converting and that's like organic content that you're not paying for. Then you decide to put money behind it. That makes sense. Okay, that's like, it makes sense, right? But if your organic content isn't converting, you're not ready to put money on ads. And the thing is, you don't even need to put money on ads in order to get clients, which we will get into later on. Next thing I want to say about doing cold ads, okay? If you don't know what cold ads are, is basically that you are reaching out. You are basically pushing your ads to people who don't even know about you or your business. They've never heard of it, right? It's like cold clients, like they're not even, it's like cold outreach. They don't know you. They've never heard about you. They don't trust you. They don't know about your product. They don't know about your service. They don't know anything, right? And if you're trying to like sell right away to these people, it is a mistake because like they don't know you. They don't know why they should care about you, right? And so like there's no reason for them to purchase, and it's going to be very, very rare that like someone that is like a cold outreach is going to buy right away, except if it's like, let's say, a product that they're currently looking for that's like very like affordable and they don't really care what the brand is, they just want to get it, right? And most of the time with entrepreneurs that I work with, it's not really the case. Okay, and so that is the number one mistake that I need to talk about because it is so common, and I see so many people wondering, oh, I'm doing ads, but it's not really converting. I don't really know why. And it's like, because they don't trust you. They don't know you, and your organic content, and like, you don't really have a personal brand. And so when you put like money on your ads, it's just not gonna work. Okay, now let's jump into the second one, which is boosting your post, okay, that it's on Instagram or TikTok. Okay, I'm gonna like do this mistake into two parts, okay? So the first part of this mistake is because number one, this fucks up with your algorithm, okay? So if you boost a post like directly in the app of like either TikTok or either like Instagram, it's like it tells the app that you're willing to pay the platform to push your content out. Okay. And so this means that like your organic content will take a hit because it says like, oh, this person is willing to pay to get reach. And so like it's going to drop your other stuff, right? Because it's like, also Instagram is kind of like more of a enjoying content platform, right? And so if you're like trying to push stuff with an ad, is usually to sell something, and people don't really like that. And so again, this is going to drop your organic content reach. And now the second part into doing this is also that Instagram takes a cut out of the money that you put. So let's say you put like, I don't know, $90, okay? You're not really putting $90, you're putting like $70, right? And so you're wasting money on boosting directly in the app. So anyways, and like, I'm just gonna say this, when you have a powerful personal brand, you don't even need to be running ads, except if you really want to, but you don't even need it because your content or organic content is already going to be so converting because you have a powerful personal brand. But we'll get into that later. On the same subject of ad, I see this quite a lot when, especially people that have like a service, they take a picture of, whatever their service is, and then the caption is like, book me or message me to book or whatever. And like they're running an ad on that. And again, I'm like, that's not going to convert. Like, it's giving like, pick me, I'm desperate. Like, it's giving that. Except if you already have like a strong clientele, and you're just like, oh yeah, like I have some availability, you can book in, like whatever, that makes sense to me. But if it's like you're trying to reach new people and you're like, book me, whatever, I don't know. Not really convincing. The third mistake is thinking that your clients are only there in person and not online. Meaning like you think that you can only get your clients in person or through like referrals rather than being able to scale your clientele online through content. Okay? And this is a big mistake because this, number one, makes you waste so much time. Like, how much time does it take you to be there in person all the time versus you post a singular video and it reached like 1,000 people? You know what I mean? And the second thing I want to mention on this is that imagine if you would have like a stand on the side of the street and you're trying to like promote your business, right? Or whatever the service is that you have, okay? And then this person passed next to you and you give them your card and they take your card and then they go home and they lose your card or whatever. And then you never see that person pass like in front of your stand ever again, okay? Versus that person likes your content, they start following you, and every single time you post a piece of content, you get in front of them. Like, this one makes so much more sense, right? It's like you are constantly getting in front of that person all the time. And so they get to build that trust with you. They get to connect with you. They get to care about whatever your business is, whatever you have to offer. They get to care about you too, And so this is so much more effective. And I see a lot of people also believe that in their niche or in their field, it's only through referrals, it's only through contacts. But this is what I want you to realize, okay? Every single person, like, on this earth, okay, has like, I mean, not every single one, but like the big majority of people have social media. What do they do after work? Like, they go on social media. And so like, even like your referrals that you think like you can only get through referrals is not true, because these people that you think are only going to contact you through referrals, like, they also have social media. And what do they do after their work? They go on social media. And so if you get in front of them when they are on social media, is going to give the same effect as if you get that like technical referral, right? But it's just that you get to reach more people with less time and effort, because you are constantly getting in front of them. They get to follow you and eventually convert into clients. And so this makes so much more sense, even if you think that in your field it's only like that, it's only like this, whatever. But this can just bring you opportunity that you don't think you can have, because you have this belief that like this is how it's always been, or this is how people tell me it is, but it doesn't mean that like you can't get opportunities with posting content, right? Like that is the big mistake that I see a lot of people think, which is not true. Now, I will say this, in 2024, and now we're even going into 2025, okay? It is not enough to not be talking or not be building your personal brand, because this is exactly what is going to make you stand out from everybody else doing the same thing as you, right? Because think about it, okay? Like everybody else is doing the same thing, right? Like they're all doing the same thing. They're all like posting about like little pictures. They're all like doing like little like clips of like, oh, this is what I did, or oh, this is my service. Oh, and it's like, it's all this, like all looks like a copy paste. Like if I put like someone's business next to someone else's business, it all looks the same. Right? And if you want to stand out, you can't just be doing like everybody else is doing. You need to find something that stand out, and how you can really stand out is talk, because this will allow you to show up authentically as yourself and get people to know the person behind the business, behind the service. And this is so much more powerful than doing like a little picture or a little video with like some audio and text on top. If I would have known like what I know now back then, I would have started building my personal brand so much earlier, because the result that this brought me was like insane. And at first I didn't realize that it was that, but when I realized that that's what it was, I started like tuning down on doing this and getting so much better at building personal brands. And I was like, oh shit, like this is actually what makes people blow up, and this is what makes businesses and services successful, right? And so that is a big mistake if you are not currently building your personal brand. And for this, I'm going to give you a simple examples, okay? So let's say you would have the choice between following a business that solely posts about their service or solely posts about their business, and they're like, book me, oh, this availability, oh, this is the product, oh, buy this, buy that, oh, book me, whatever, versus you are following the person behind the business that shows you the process, that shows you the thought behind this, that shares with you their mission, that shares with you their personality, that shows you what it's like working with them. Like this is like, the second option is so much more entertaining versus like just seeing like the final result. Like, you know, it's like there's one that's like so much more connecting, so much more interesting, and so much more valuable to an audience that will eventually convert into a clientele. And so like this is how you need to start thinking of yourself as well, right? It's like you need to be building that personal brand. I'm going to give you a few key elements into how you can start building a powerful personal brand in order to stand out and make your business actually blow up. First thing first is going to be, what do you want to be known for? Okay, because you need to start building that authority for yourself so that you are the expert, they get trust to, you know, why they should go with you, okay? The next thing is that I need to see right away what you do. Like I can't be confused. It can't be confusing if you have like 3 different things on your with your personal brand. It's like, I'm confused. Like, what do you want to be known for? It has to be super clear, and I can't go on your page and be like, what does this person do? Next thing is I need to know how you are different. Right? Like, why should I go to you? What is different about your business? What is different about your service? And are you like communicating that with me? Because if you don't know it, I'm not knowing it either from an outside perspective. Do you know why people should pick you over someone else? Right? Because this is a big thing that I feel like a lot of people are just like, this is what I do, this is what I do, this is what I do. But there's no like actual connection or authority building into like, why are you better than someone else? Not like better in the sense of like you're better, but like, why should I pick you over someone else? Right? Like, because I'm not seeing that. And most of the time, like there is that big element really lacking into the content strategy. Next on the list is going to be that I need to get to know you as a person beyond just your business, right? Like I need to see your value. I need to see your mission. I need to see like what you're bringing to the table. I need to see like how you are with your clients. Like, what is it like working with you? Or like, I need to see these things. I need to be able to connect with you. And most importantly, like, build that connection so that like these people have a reason to trust you, because like you want to get them from like you're a stranger to them to like you're someone they can come to and that they can trust. You need to have a mission bigger than yourself, and it needs to be so clear what it is. It needs to be like, I can't be confused into what your mission is, right? And so you can have your own like mission for yourself, your own goals, right? But like you also need to have a mission bigger than yourself. For example, for me, it is to help other driven entrepreneur girlies that want to build for themselves that dream life, to blow up their business. And I want to teach other girls how to do what I did, because when I started, like, I had no idea how to do this. And so this has become my mission now, and this like drives me, like this makes me so happy when I see like my clients like doing so freaking well with the coaching, and I'm like, yes, like get it, girl. Next on the list is crafting a successful content strategy that works for you and your business, because I see this a lot when like creators like look at like what other entrepreneurs are doing, what other businesses are doing, and then they're kind of like copying them, and then they're wondering like, oh, but like, why is this not working? Why is it not working for us? Like, and the problem is that like you're not building your content strategy based on your audience, because you're just copying someone else so that you don't even understand what your audience need, and it's not really authentic and it's not unique. And so of course it's not going to be working for you, because it needs to be built upon who you are as a person and what you want to be known for. And so if you're just looking at other people, it's not going to work. And you also need to know what exactly you need to include in your content strategy in order for it to be successful. And now that we've covered all of this, I'm gonna jump into blowing up your business. So of course there's more than one element into this, so I'm gonna give you my little list for you. The number one thing on the list has to be being able to truly speak to your audience with, the word that you use, what you talk about, the topic you choose, because they all needs to make sense for what their needs is. And also they need to feel like you really understand them, like you really know what they're struggling with, where they're coming from, so that they know that like you're the expert, right? And so this is why it's so important to really do your research on your audience and really understand them really, really deeply, okay? Because if you're just creating content left and right and you're like, oh, this is my business, oh, this is what I do, whatever, like you're not really speaking to them from like what they need to hear from you, what they need to understand, and the things that like you need to address so that they know that like you're the right person and that they want to convert into your client, because they feel like what you offer is super aligned with what they're looking for. So super, super important. This is like a very, very key element. Number 2 is going to be refining your strategy and having a clear plan for yourself, okay? Because I learned the hard way, okay? I used to like just post content all over the place and I was like, la, 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 whatever. But when I first started like building my personal brand for real and understanding the concept of it, I really put a set plan for myself, and I was like, okay, like this is exactly the plan that I need to follow in order to get the result that I'm looking to have, right? And then my business started blowing up, and I was like, oh shit, like this is actually making me scale my income, scale my clients. Like it was such like an amazing process, but it's because I had a clear plan. And you need to have a like strategic approach with this, all while making it work with who you are and what you want to be known for. It needs to be still authentic to you, but the base of this, what I'm trying to say is that you need to have kind of like a trajectory line to follow and guide you towards the right path. Number 3 is picking the right platform. Picking the right platforms is really, really important, because this will really allow you to get to the right people, okay? Because if you're not on the right platforms for your business or your service, it's not going to work. Okay, and so you need to understand which platform works best for you. Okay, so for example, for raising awareness, you need to have a platform to raise awareness. Okay, so this is like bringing people in. And then you also have you need to have another platform that is more going to be like nourishing your audience, right? And so you can always focus on like two main platforms, but it needs to make sense for your audience and also your offer, which is why this is something that like I can't really say because it's not something that can apply to everyone, right? It's like so personal to what you are doing and what your business is. And so it's really hard to say like, this is what you need to do, right? This is the platform for you, because it depends on like what you have to offer, the price of your offer as well, the kind of client that you want to attract, where your client consumes their content. All these things are going to influence the platform that you pick. Number 4 is so important, but it is basically to have the right structure in place for your content in order for you to convert your target audience into paying customer, right? And so I'm going to explain this a little bit. With your offer, okay, your offer is essentially like a solution to like your audience, right? And the way your content has to be structured, it needs to be able to place your offer as the solution. Okay, but in a way that feels organic and also that like will allow people that feel called out and aligned to go to you, right? And convert into clients. And this is why the structure of your content is so important. And this also goes and ties within your content strategy. Okay, so let me make this more simple. Essentially, it is to basically be selling without even having to sell, because you are basically just showcasing what your offer is and what it does without pushing it onto people, right? And so this is essentially the concept of structuring your content in a way that will essentially target the right person. It will also put your offer as the solution. It will also say the right thing to really make them understand that like you're the right pick for that problem that they're having, and also make them trust you. And essentially these elements makes it so that you are selling without even having to sell, because you're just putting out there what your offer is. And people that feel called out and that feels like this is aligned with them and that knows the value that you bring to the table will simply just convert. Okay, and so this is something that is very, very important in order for your business to blow up and convert. Finally, on the list, something that I do want to mention is that in order to have people purchase from you or buy from you, you need to be incorporating your paid offer into your content at some point in shape or form, right? It depends like what your offer is, again, because you could have like marketing funnels and different funnels. How are they gonna know that you have something to offer if you never mention it, right? And so this is something that's super important. And if you feel awkward selling, okay, I have a episode on this that you can go ahead and watch. But this is so important to know about, because like I see this a lot where like people are like not even like people don't even know that they have something to offer, right? They're just consuming their content, but again, like they don't know how to take that viewer from like a viewer to a client. And so this is why it's so important to have your content strategy in place and having a content structure that allows you to plug in your offer as a solution. And now if you've watched this episode until the end, I know it's because you are a driven and dedicated girly that wants to blow up her business. Like you want to increase your income, you want to increase your clientele. And this is exactly what I show my clients how to do by building a powerful personal brand. And so if you want to see how this can apply to you and how we can reach your goal, I'll just leave the link down below for you if you feel like this is aligned for you, if you feel like this is the thing that you've been wanting to invest in because you are ready to make a change. You don't want to be stalling anymore. You don't want to be making excuses anymore. You know what to do. And as always, I hope you loved this episode. If you found this helpful, make sure to share it to a friend, someone you know. And as always, stay amazing. Bye. Thanks so much for tuning in, and don't forget to leave your 5-star rate and review on the podcast. I'd love to know what you guys think of the episodes, and I will meet you here next week.